what is the factors between the two phases with wear? Obviously, at lean phase conveying, you're conveying at high velocities, and dense phase at lower velocities. Where does the distinction between the two, where you decide on the wear factor and also possibly degradation of the material? Carsten?
I think wear is obviously a major problem if you're running speeds between 18 and 24 meters per second. So if you have a very high wearing product, the lean phase is obviously not the ideal situation to go to. You want to run that at much lower velocities if possible. So that would be the one factor. And obviously, if you're running at those speeds, material degradation is a big problem as well, because obviously when the product goes through bends, for instance, it impacts with the wall of the pipe. And if you're looking at sugar granules or something, even diamonds, for instance, you basically fracture part of those product particles. And you blow sugar in one side, granulated sugar, and you get basically your icing sugar out the other end. And very often that is not acceptable to the client in terms of what he really needs for his process at the receiving end. So I think that's where you really the dense phase side of things, Heinrich, comes in terms of the the abrasive materials and also the product degradation.
Now, maybe just to add to that, if you take something, I almost want to say as simple as maize, your normal millies, your Vrystaat farmer, if it just goes into the food industry, it's fine, you can convey it, and most probably, almost want to say a through fan conveying method of just getting it into the silo and off to the trucks is very acceptable. If those seeds needs to be reused in the next season, you can't convey them at those velocities because you actually kill the seed if you convey it too fast. Also looking at, say, for instance, your fly ash and cement industry, where dense phase is really I will say coming to its own merits. So the erosion of your pipes are roughly, I'll say, equivalent of your velocity to the power of n. So if you take an example, so just n to being to the power of 3 for most wear products, obviously not your high wear rates, but so velocity to the power of 3 is quite a big exponential factor of for every meters per second you go up on your conveying rate, your wear rate on your pipelines do become significantly higher. Then again, you need to look at your throughput. If you're only doing, say, 500 kilograms an hour and it runs for 1 month in a season, yes, there's no need for a very expensive system like a dense phase system where you need pressure vessels and very expensive compressors. Maybe another example is if we take a conveying system that was set up to convey at 2 meters per second. I think the slowest I've ever gone was about 3 meters per second, and that's shockingly slow. But just on a 2 meters per second system, if you were to increase that velocity to 3 meters, your wear rate will go up 3 times then compared to your original design. And then from the 3 times, if you go to 4 meters per second, your wear rate goes up 6 times. So your exponential factor runs away very quickly. So yeah, I think that should answer your question, Steve.
Thank you, Heinrich.